Slamat Pagi! Keto here!
And Mio here to tell you that we're doing another FNAF video, but this time we're gonna get a little religious.
While the FNAF franchise has a special place in our hearts, we're all too aware that some of the fandom can get a little bit sinful.
So we thought it'd be appropriate to find which FNAF character represents each of the 7 deadly sins the best.
But we won't just be stopping there, because another YouTuber did a video very similar to ours, even though ours was going to come out in April but got delayed, but whatever. We'll be making our video slightly different by covering the 7 heavenly virtues as well.
These virtues are, more or less, the opposites of the sins, and are things that we should all strive for.
So, without further ado, we shall consider our first deadly sin, pride. Everyone has a pretty good idea of what pride means as far as being a sin, so I don't think we need to really describe it too much. But in short, it means to either take great pleasure in oneself or achievements, or to have an excessively high opinion of oneself.
Our top candidates are Roxanne Wolf, Funtime Foxy, and William Afton. Roxy seems like an obvious choice given her tendency to care quite a bit how she looks. Technically, she falls into the category of vanity, but vanity is just another form of pride. Also, she insists that she is the best. So yeah, based on the games, I would say she's pretty prideful.
Funtime Foxy takes great pride in his stage presence. Plus, in several fan dubs and animations, Funtime Foxy has a habit of bragging about how great he is at acting, which sounds like pridefulness to me.
Says the one with no acting experience. I am Shut up! Shut up!
William Afton took great pride in torturing his victims.
After considering all these options, we feel that Roxy best fits the description.
Indeed, she's so prideful that she's gaslit the entire FNAF community for feeling bad for her because of her low self-esteem.
Moving on to the virtue, humility.
According to Wikipedia, the most accurate and non-biased source of information, humility strikes a balance between 2 sets of qualities. This equilibrium lies in having a reduced focus on oneself, which leads to lower self-importance and diminished arrogance, while also possessing the ability to demonstrate strength, assertiveness, and courage.
It was kind of hard to find a perfect character match for this virtue, so we decided that we'd nominate one of our favorite characters in the franchise, GLAMROCK Freddy. Glam Freddy does in fact have a reduced focus on oneself, and he's definitely not arrogant. Plus he fits some of the other parts of the description of humility, so, therefore, humility equals GLAMROCK Freddy. I declare it to be so. I have spoken.
And our opinion is the only one that matters, but if you have a different opinion, feel free to leave it in the comments. The next sin on our menu of degeneracy is greed.
Grab your thigh, we're right in the middle. Go ahead, dog. Even.
Hold on, cuz.
Ready?
I think you got more than me.
Greed is typically described as the excessive desire to obtain more wealth or material stuff. And our top options for this slot are William Afton, Ennard, and Rockstar Freddy.
William Afton is a pretty good contender because he became obsessed with squeezing the remnant out of anything and everyone he could to get that sweet, sweet immortality. Tastes like cotton candy.
He went to far lengths to experiment on dead children. So yeah, pretty bad dude. And I'd say he's pretty greedy.
Ennard makes sense for greed because he was desperate to take Michael's entire body just so that he could get out of that pizzeria or little underground bunker thing. I'm not super up to date on the lore, so I'm not sure why Ennard couldn't just leave, so feel free to drop that lore in the comments.
And finally, Rockstar Freddy. What makes him greedy? Well, for those who don't know, like us 5 minutes ago, Rockstar Freddy is a character who first popped up in Pizza Simulator, but he didn't have any speaking lines. But he got speaking lines in Ultimate Custom Night, and almost all his lines are demanding money from the player.
Please deposit 5 coins. Please deposit 5 coins.
Freddy doesn't like this. Please deposit 5 coins.
For that reason, Rockstar already. And for that reason, Rockstar Freddy wins the Greed Sin Award. It is literally all his personality is.
Hello, I like money.
Now on to the virtue, charity.
And the answer is...
Hi, please take this map.
Mapbot. It's not even close.
He literally will force you to take a map. One character that's up for consideration is Rockstar Foxy, who will occasionally give you a little boost in Ultimate Custom Night, but there's also the possibility that he'll just kill you.
So Mapbot it is. Congratulations, Mapbot. Just give him a hand. Give him a hand, people. Now on to the next sin.
Lust.
Lust typically means the intense desire for something, but to help distinguish lust from greed and gluttony, we'll just refer to the lust in a more sexual way. That sounds wrong. I mean to say that we're going to use the more sexual definition of lust. Yeah, for better or for worse.
Our top options include Ballora, Circus Baby, Roxy, William Afton, and Toy Chica.
That's a lot of options.
On the FNAF wiki, Ballora is described as being seductive and deadly, which is certainly an interesting description for her personality.
As for the rest of the options, it's not so much the personality of these characters, but more so what the fandom has done to them.
Drop it.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
What?
I have no idea why people have the hots for William Afton based on his history, but maybe it's because he's British. I don't know. Some women have a thing for Jeffrey Dahmer, so maybe it's a kink thing. I don't know.
Also, fun fact, or not so fun fact, in the fan game Dormitibus, Afton is a pedo, and so is the creator, allegedly.
Boy, that escalated quickly.
The things they did to Roxanne Wolf were pretty bad, and Minecraft animators did some super questionable things with Circus Baby, but out of all the fan art and animations, none have been the most overly horny as Toy Chica.
What do you mean by that?
Drop it.
I have no idea what Scott Cawthon was thinking. His game features furry mascots, and then he added this design.
Even her Ultimate Custom Night lines and cutscenes are pretty weird. Plus, FNAF in Space features Love Taste Chica, so it's canon. Anyway, Toy Chica wins. I feel pretty filthy after that one. Time for a heavenly virtue. Chastity! Not really sure who to give this virtue to, actually. Chastity usually refers to refrain from sexual activity, and most of these characters are dead kids, so it'd be a little weird to give an award to one of those characters.
So, the award goes to Music Man!
Let's go! Music Man!
Hey there, just want to take a quick moment to offer our appreciation for everyone who commented on our community post, where they gave their opinions for what they thought the 7 deadly sins should be as FNAF characters.
So if you want to help out with a future video, keep an eye out for those community posts. And feel free to like and subscribe. Or don't.
But time to dive right back into the muck with Gluttony.
Gluttony is the overindulgence and overconsumption of food and beverage.
The top picks in our opinion would be Chica from FNAF 1, GLAMROCK Chica, and Chica from Help Wanted 2, which is basically also GLAMROCK Chica.
As well as William Afton. Now, as far as William Afton goes, hear us out.
Before William went on his little murder spree, he was apparently described as being a financially shrewd Santa, so we can only assume that he wasn't one to miss a meal.
He wasn't one to pass on seconds.
He was probably fat.
As far as Chica's concerned, all the versions of Chica sure do love to eat. In FNAF 1, she's bustling about in the kitchen, and Security Breach, she's eating out of the garbage.
But in Help Wanted 2, she goes off the rails with food lust. So I dare say this version of Chica gets the Gluttony Award.
Okay.
And on the flip side of Gluttony, we've got Temperance.
You know, it's kind of hard to find characters for virtue sometimes because almost everyone is trying to kill someone either out of revenge or greed.
Temperance is either the quality of moderation or self-restraint. This doesn't apply to many characters at all, like we said, but it sort of works for the puppet, kind of.
The others are like animals, but I am very aware.
I don't know, man.
Maybe Lolbit since it rarely kills you. Nah, let's just go with Puppet.
Puppet it is.
Or Withered Bonnie. He has no face, so he can't eat.
He can't stuff his face if he doesn't have one.
So if we're going with the exact opposite of Gluttony, kinda works. Moving on.
Now it's Sloth, which is basically just laziness.
It's definitely Tangle. Bro is definitely not getting his steps in.
I think he's the only character in the game that just sits around doing frick all until someone bumps into him.
But to be fair, Springtrap doesn't do a whole lot in FNAF 3, especially on the first night.
But he does move.
So Tangle it is. Time for virtue. Diligence.
Diligence is described as carefulness and persistent effort or work.
One option would be the staff bots, as their only job is to make sure that everything is secure and no one is running around when they shouldn't be.
But Gregory arguably makes more sense, because he's definitely careful, he doesn't want to get turned into a meat pretzel, and he's certainly putting in a lot of work, with Freddy giving him an ungodly amount of tasks and fetch quests.
If only so he can survive the night. Plus he has a sneaky crouch feature. Very careful.
So, I believe Gregory shall be the representative of Diligence.
On to one of the more popular sins of the 7 sins.
Oh, wrath. Wrath.
One of the most popular of the sins, and strangely one of the most culturally acceptable. Wrath is, as most of you know, intense anger!
Oh, why don't you clip the mic?
I did.
The best matching characters for this sin, in our opinion, because there sure are a lot of characters that are wrathful in this series, are William Afton,
Cassidy,
and Chica from Tony Crynight's FNAF movie.
William Afton makes sense because, boy howdy, he is a bad bunny. After his son got killed by his other son, he went even more bat crap crazy and started murking kids left and right. And one of those kids he killed is the one he shouldn't have killed.
Cassidy is the one he should not have killed. She was killed by William Afton. She was not very happy about that. Sis was so PO'd, instead of letting her soul finally rest in peace, she decided to stick around just to add a little extra torment to William Afton's personal hell in his mind. Also, Cassidy might be a boy named Andrew. So FNAF lore is confusing.
Now as for Chica, if you've had the pleasure of watching some of Tony Crynight animations, you might have watched the movie he made. In this movie, Chica and Foxy break up, but then Chica sees Mango getting all buddy-buddy and flirty with Foxy.
Never thought that was going to be a sentence we would have to say. But Chica gets mad for some reason and decides the only logical thing to Chica do is murder Mango with a machete.
But she does end up regretting her actions, and Cassidy did not, so I think Cassidy gets the Wrath Award because she's just built different.
Or he's just built different.
Time! Want to hear it! You can't shut up! No, you shut up!
Opposite of wrath is patience.
For some reason, Wikipedia says patience, or forbearance, is the ability to endure difficult circumstances. Patience may involve perseverance in the face of delay, tolerance of provocation without responding with disrespect or anger, forbearance when under strain, especially when faced with long-term difficulties, or being able to wait for a long time without getting irritated or bored.
And if that doesn't describe Michael Afton, I don't know what does. He went through all the events of Sister Location without batting an eye. And if you subscribe to the idea that he was the security guard in FNAF 1, he's even more of a based, Sigma, patience, alpha male.
Truly, truly, Michael is patience. Now for the final sin in the coffin. That doesn't really make any sense. Coffin? Scott Coffin?
Oh!
Envy is described as wanting something someone else has, and sometimes wishing that other person did not have that thing. That's kind of confusing.
Interesting. Well, we have two top-notch options, GLAMROCK Monty and William Afton.
Afton, for obvious reasons, makes a good choice, having committed heinous crimes because of his own mistakes and Henry Emily's success. He was like, if I lose one of my kids, everybody else does too.
That's a lot of envy. However, Monty quite possibly destroyed GLAMROCK Bonnie because he wanted to be the bass player. And that's it. And that's pretty petty. So maybe we should give it to Monty.
I guess so. It kind of doesn't really go out in a bang, but you know what? It kind of works. And for our last virtue, we have kindness.
To display kindness is to perform acts of generosity, consideration, assistance, or concern for others without expecting praise or rewards.
Now I think GLAMROCK Freddy fits this the best, but he's already our choice for humility. So, instead, we think that Cassie shows the most kindness.
She goes through a dilapidated and destroyed pizzaplex, all so that she can rescue her friend, even though that friend is actually the Mimic, and she never stops and turns back.
And she really doesn't get anything out of the deal besides saving her friend. So, Cassie can take the spot as kindness. And here is our display of the sins and the virtues.
Feel free to take a look at this and let us know if you disagree with it, or whether you think we're on point. After looking at this list, actually, William Afton, I think he was mentioned each and every sin. You know, he really could be all the sins. Truly, truly, I say unto you, William Afton is one bad bunny.
It's also interesting how I think Michael Afton or GLAMROCK Freddy could represent all the virtues. So you have like Michael on one side and you have William Afton on the other side. It's a nice little dichotomy, whatever that means.
A dyad in the force.
Yes. You know what? Maybe Scott Cawthon doesn't suck at storytelling.
The lore! And while we're on the subject of sins, I suppose we shouldn't lie to you. We have something we have to admit.
Despite making 4 or 5 FNAF videos on this channel and all of them doing extremely well, we have never played a Five Nights at Freddy's game. Technically we played some like little rip-off things, but doesn't count. So, if this video gets, I don't know, 1,000 likes or something.
Yeah, a lot of likes and support. If you all forgive us for what we have done, then we will play one of the FNAF games
on stream. And if you want to go watch this other person's video that came out before ours, link will be in the description down below.
So, thank you for watching and sticking with us until the end of the video. You're awesome. And if you're not awesome, then work on self-improvement.
And part of self-improvement is watching another video like this one over here.
Or if you're not liking that one, this one over here.
Until we see you there, in the wise words of Tangle.
Hi, please take this map.